We're going to explore 3 approaches to pedagogy. Pedagogy is one of the elements of learning, but we believe it to be absolutely key to the goals that we have for individuals and groups. So the 3 domains that we're going to look at, or the 3 approaches, are the following. First of all, we're going to look at didactive pedagogy, and I think most of us understand. Sometimes we call that traditional pedagogy. It involves instructional routines, it involves consuming knowledge, it involves recitation of knowledge, and of course it involves testing memory in exams at the end of a process. This kind of pedagogy is still with us. Sometimes it's appropriate and sometimes it's not appropriate. It is one of the choices we can make, and it's not the core paradigm for new learning. The second approach is an approach we call authentic pedagogy, and that developed with progressivist ideas that we needed to take note of the learner, not just simply ignore their engagement. We needed to put learners in real life experiences that were authentic so they could engage with either history or math or science, the traditional disciplines, from ways in which they could understand the meaning in terms of real life. And this pedagogy is also part of our practice. It is part of the repertoire of choices that are available to us, and we have to consider when it's appropriate and when to use it. The third approach that we are presenting in this program we call reflexive and transformative pedagogy. It's the pedagogy that we think is appropriate for the age in which we are living in. It's the age that requires problem solving. It involves designing and co-designing. It requires learners, importantly, to be producers of knowledge, to share decision-making with teachers and with other learners, to have what we call shared agency, to be co-designers of their own knowledge, to be invested, to be passionate about what they want to learn, and to understand its meaning for them as individuals who might want to understand history or science or technology or some interdisciplinary approach to solving the problem of environment, or the problems of history or the problems of society. But importantly, they have to be involved emotionally and intellectually. These things go together for the new learner. They have to be able to reflect on their own learning, and also to be very clear that as a consequence of learning, they will become different people. They'll become people who have knowledge in particular areas they can use to make a difference in their lives and in the lives of others. Again, the terms we use are design, learning as design, and learners and teachers as designers.
We're going to examine now some different models of education, some different patterns in the relationships between learners and their knowledge, learners and teachers. And to do that, we're going to use the word paradigm. Now, the word paradigm means, a worldview, a system, a model, a set of patterns. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at modern education, and that's really education since the rise of mass institutionalized schooling in the 19th century. And we're going to characterize 3 different paradigms, 3 different models, 3 different patterns, 3 different worldviews. And these we call didactic pedagogy, authentic pedagogy, transformative pedagogy. In this video, we're going to look at didactic pedagogy, but what's coming up is an analysis of what we call authentic pedagogy, which is often called progressivism. It's something which has sort of been around a long time, and there's been arguments in the educational household, if you like, about whether didactic pedagogy or progressive pedagogy, what's the better. But we're also going to then go on and talk about a third model of pedagogy, which we call transformative, which goes further than authentic pedagogy in a number of ways. So this is going to be an exercise over the next series of videos about an exercise of model building, an exercise of thinking theoretically, if you like, about the different ways in which we configure education.